So let me show you the cards. This is your energy. This is how your partner sees you, and this is what you're bringing to the table. We have here the Queen of Pentacles. She's really pretty. Your partner sees you as someone who is dark-skinned and exotic. Okay, for those with dark skin who are quite exotic looking, you're different from the people that they have dated in the past. You're very, very beautiful. You look nice. You are very presentable. You look very sure-footed for whatever reason. You're self-sufficient. You know how to make money. You work a lot. You take care of yourself. You're financially independent. You have a lot of abundance, but you're very closed off emotionally. In this deck, it basically indicates, you can be male or female watching this, but your partner sees you. You can have green eyes or blue eyes, is what I'm seeing here. The green border really jumped out at me. And, you're just very, very exotic. You're not something that they're used to. And you might also have a lot of Taurian characteristics about you, because with this green, I feel like it's an earthy energy. Okay, it's someone who's very practical. It's someone who's very, very, very slow to act. The energy is very receptive. It's not somebody that acts. It's not somebody that makes a move. It's not something that makes their feelings known. And it's not somebody that, it's almost like it's work, work, work. And it's also, you look really attractive and presentable, and people are coming at you, but you're not really reciprocating. You're not really making yourself known. And you're definitely looking at somebody and flirting with somebody. And, when they see you, I feel like, or when you see them, I feel almost like this damsel in distress type of energy, where you soften up, where you ask them, can you help me do this? Can you help me do that? Your voice gets a little bit different. Your demeanor is different. So you definitely, for singles, you have somebody that you're eyeing, okay? This is the person that you're dealing with. And the message I'm getting from this card is forget me not. This is someone that is not easy to forget. They're very memorable. They have a very strong personality. They have a very strong impact in your life. So we have here the King of Swords, and this can be an air sign, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or like another Gemini that you're dealing with, or a Libra. Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. This is somebody that is very, very focused on the head, the upper chakras, okay? He's got wings on his head, very mercurial. So you might be dealing with another Gemini or someone with strong Gemini traits. Very analytical, very concise with communication, someone who's very strategic. They plan things out in their lives, and they execute plans that they spend a lot of time, on, okay? So I feel like they do things with a purpose. They do things with an agenda, and every action leads towards an objective. So in a way, they can be very intimidating. They get things done, their plans come to fruition, and everything they say, you see it manifest. So this is someone who's a doer. This is someone who's not just there to talk, they're strategic. So whatever information they share with you, everything is shared very, very strategically. And I feel like with this person, their presence is really strong. I am seeing like someone who makes such a huge impact. And the blue flower, the forget-me-not, this is someone that is a really major player in your life, and you can't really shake the connection. You're really looking at them, and I feel like they intimidate you. They really intimidate you, and they look at you like they're very interested in you, but they would like to see some type of acknowledgement from your end. Do you like me or don't you like me? They seem to me to be like a little bit impatient, and they're going to make their feelings known. So for example, if I'm feeling almost like I'm feeling almost like they're losing their patience. It's taking so long. The connection is taking so long. And I also feel as well, with the wings on his head, maybe the two of you are not really talking about the right things. Maybe the emotions and the connections is being suppressed because you're working a lot, because they've got a lot of plans, because this is somebody who's a doer. And if they don't see the same actions from your end because you're not really making any plans to connect with them, and yet the two of you, the attraction is really undeniable. I mean, they're clearly looking at each other. And this person is getting, look at his face. He's like, what's going on? And he's just like kind of grouchy looking, like impatient. And I feel like this is somebody who likes animals, who's very soft inside, but he's so upper chakra focused that he talks about things that might just be, very platonic. But there's definitely emotions here. There's definitely attraction. They find you very beautiful, and they find you possibly, it's almost like your beauty intimidates them, whereas their intelligence intimidates you. Like your beauty intimidates them and their intelligence intimidates you. So if this sounds like somebody that you're dealing with, they might not even be an air sign, but I feel like their patience is wearing thin, okay? Mainly because they want to make that connection, but you're not really giving them any signals, like a green light. Green light, there we go. Green border, green light. You need to send them some type of a signal. The other person that you might be dealing with, or what you're hoping to come into the picture, because all of these cards are major arcana cards. We have here the Death card, wanting that change, feeling like you're a Skeletor, okay? You're this person walking around kind of cold in an environment where you don't have skin, you don't have a heart, you don't have feelings. Feeling like you're just going through the motions in a very barren landscape. Feeling like you're just going to work and home. Not feeling inspired in your life, and wanting to find that spark of passion. Wanting to find some type of a reprieve. Wanting, a change. And I feel like you've been feeling this for some time. And you have a partner that's coming into your life that's going to bring all of that with the Judgment card. The Judgment card is contact, communication. You've been waiting and praying for something for quite some time. And this is why I mentioned many of you wanted a new start for a very, very, very long time, because the status quo is not working anymore. And I feel like, this little angel here is bringing about clothes and warmth and prosperity and the green and just like opportunities. So you're headed in this direction, which is communication, contact, breakthroughs, realization, epiphanies, awakening, revelation. So I feel like all of these words signifies a brand new start, and yet you're not making the start. Okay, you're apprehensive, and I feel like you expect the other person to make a move. And what's coming through as well is a communion. I'm using all these biblical terms, but I feel like, there's so much like angelic presence. The Temperance card, it's like the two people coming together. And it takes two people to step forward to one another to come to a mutual space of understanding. And the image that I'm really drawn to is that tree. And every time I think of tree, I think of somebody who is like a very old soul. So you might be dealing with someone who's a very, very old soul. They have things to do, places to go, and they need to travel to raise their vibration. And what that means is they want to learn. They don't like to have opportunities pass them by. And so if they see you as someone who lets opportunities pass you by, they might not feel like you're the right person for them. So I see like on a very deep soul connection, and I also feel like somebody is teaching you a lot about yourself. Someone is revealing to you that you've been behaving like this. You might have been clinging on to a lot of, earthly things, homes, financial security, and you might not have acted in a way that allows that's really nourishing your soul. You might have everything at your disposal, but if you're like the skeleton here, where you're operating in a barren landscape and you don't feel human and you don't feel like you matter, and then you let these opportunities pass you by, it can be very detrimental. So someone is bringing in this realization and this major awakening in your life, and you start to feel passion and that sense of communion again, that sense of like you're meeting someone who is a kindred soul, who's teaching you a lot about the world, who's an old soul, and they can give out a lot of insights and advice. Then go for it. Okay. So I believe it was last week where there might be third parties. Whereas I feel like this week, your energy is definitely focused on one person. And I have a very strong air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And I feel like there's a major learning curve that has to happen with this person. So opening up your communication with this person is going to be critical. And I feel like the person you're dealing with, they find you very attractive, very beautiful, but you might be a little bit too, they might see you as a little bit too materialistic. They might also see you as someone who doesn't take initiative, and they're kind of impatient. Okay, if you like them, go for it, because I feel like the major arcana cards are giving you your spiritual advice in love, and it's saying that this can be a very beautiful and fruitful union, and it can really grow. And this is a card of Sagittarius. So you're dealing with someone who might be your polar opposites, might be a Sagittarius as well. So I have air sign, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. So Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. But these are people that are very polar opposites from you. In other areas of your life, your spiritual advice here is, once again, the big reveal, the revelation. And I feel as if it's a continuation of the love reading. That's what it feels like to me. And I feel like it harkens back to last week's energy where there might be a third party interfering. So I hate to, revisit the same themes, but that's what it feels like, because we have the Ace of Cups, the High Priestess, the Seven of Swords. And the Ace of Cups deals with love. The High Priestess deals with information that's hidden from the light. And the Seven of Swords, sneaky behavior. So I feel like, third party interference, that's still coming through in your home life, in your work life. So workplace attraction, possibly affecting the home life relationship. So just to put that out there. And what I'm seeing here is, for many of you, I feel almost as if there is like a big revelation. A big revelation in terms of long-term goals, okay? It's like you're achieving something, or you're finding the path towards achieving something that you really want. So the High Priestess, following our intuition, trusting our gut instincts, not doubting ourselves, not reading too much between the lines, not over-analyzing. Let go of that Virgoan energy and just kind of live in the moment and feel things out, and kind of like lift the veil from your face so you can kind of see what's in front of you. And this is pretty much, what makes you happy, what really drives and inspires you, and finding ways to embody these things, or to incorporate the things that you love, the things that you enjoy, back into your life. And I feel like it's saying the key to happiness. It's not just financial prosperity. It's not just the abundance. It's not just, purchasing a house, putting the kids through school, having a really nice car, and being looked at. The things that will make you really happy, and what's really standing between you and the things that make you feel really happy is, I feel like for many of you, it's inner knowledge, it's wisdom, it's to be able to have a lot of career success, and to also be looked at as somebody who's very capable and very confident, and somebody that other people turn to for sage advice and wisdom. So I feel like for many of you, you might have been chasing after the wrong things. the things that you thought would bring about security might be the things that bring other people security, but it's not really right for you. And so the universe is really urging you, really figure out and really ask yourself, what is it that makes me happy? And what you need to do in your life to incorporate these activities that can make you happy. So it's not just work and home, work and home. It needs to be a little bit more robust, and it needs to be a little bit more like soul fulfilling. So I feel like many of you are getting to a point where you want something to nurture, or you want someone to nurture you, or you want something to spiritually and emotionally nurture you. And you're going to be able to come to that realization here if you are able to achieve this financial stability first, so that you're not constantly, worried about finances and expenditures, and then be able to focus on love and relationships. And I have as well the Six of Wands. This is like career success and accolades. Okay. This is pretty much getting ahead in life, having a wide following, getting a lot of recognition, and being able to lead the way, having people trust you enough and respect you so that they can follow your lead, and they can, come to you for advice and for consultation. And we also have as well the Seven of Swords as well as the Six of Wands. The sword energy can be a little bit problematic in that we step over other people in order to get ahead. Okay, so it's sort of like, I feel like for many of you in the work environment, figuring out, am I really happy here, or do I need to make a change? Am I really happy with the cutthroat environment, even though I'm making so much money at this job? Is the cutthroat environment worth it? Or should I find a more harmonious place to work? And I feel as well, it's sort of like somebody's stepping over somebody in order to achieve, in order to get ahead. And you're seeing it and you're not liking it. So there are just huge things about, how do we find emotional fulfillment? What's right? What's morally like the right thing to do, as well as things that we need to kind of incorporate into our lives so that we're not feeling like this, like life is barren, and that the work environment is like, it goes along, it moves along, but you're not feeling inspired. So finding that inspiration possibly in the work that you do, changing your job, or even finding that inspiration through other avenues. It's like you're expecting one area of your life to fulfill all of your emotional needs. And as a Gemini, that's nearly impossible. You need to have other things going on. You need to have friends. You need to have hobbies. You need to have family. You need to have, you need to be able to travel. You need to be able to take time away from work and, rejuvenate, go to a spa, get a massage, do like things that make you feel human and alive, and that you're worthy.